Xbox might continue support for physical discs. Take-Two CEO defends GTA going digital only. And The Weeknd is recommending the world one of my favorite indie games of the year. Welcome to a Good Vibes episode of Bonus Disc. There's good vibes today. It's an early morning. And we got our coffee and our waters. And what's up, Cade? How you doing?
Doing well. I've seen Spider-Man twice. Once in IMAX. I'm very happy about that. It's fantastic. It's everything I wanted in a Spider-Man movie. Not everything. I should say there are things that maybe I didn't want in a Spider-Man movie, but everything that they did right is everything I've ever wanted in a Spider-Man movie since the Tobey Maguire movies. And really enjoyed that. And we got some cool video games on the horizon. September is nearly here. The onslaught is about to begin.
Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. We'll see. It's gonna be busy.
Somebody invited me the other day to see Spider-Man in Screen X, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it because it sounds so. I hate that format.
I did so too. I everyone's like, oh, but it was like shot for Screen X. It's like it looks cool, and I'm like, I know you're not supposed to look straight at it. Like that's not the point. Yeah. But like. I just hate that there's like shit on the walls, like, you know, fire alarms and stuff. I'm like,
also they, I've seen footage of where like the screens on the sides are like a frame behind. So every cut,
I've noticed that too. Yeah. It's not perfectly synced. So that's a problem too. Awful. I couldn't do it. Maybe if it was like a fourth or fifth watch, I'd be like, okay. I did that for Top Gun Maverick. I saw 4DX Top Gun Maverick, and I know people like really like that format. Every time I've gone, it has been the cheapest, shittiest fucking like 90s Universal like ride. Like they haven't updated it in a long time. It's a brand new theater too, which is what's so funny. Yeah, that scene where Maverick gets shot out of the sky and he wakes up in the snow. They had a machine that blew snow out. But it only was in one corner of the theater. It was in the very front left where no one was sitting. And it was so loud. And it was like... And then everyone just burst out laughing. Because it was That's awesome. The only way I can describe
Louder than the movie?
Yes. And it was like flaccid. Is like the only way I can describe it. It was like just kind of like fell onto the floor. It didn't do its job. It was not immersive. So...
That's hilarious.
I'm not into 4DX.
Gets people going to movies, which is good. And the movies are back.
They are.
Just like physical media, maybe. The first thing we're talking about is Xbox possibly having a one-up on Sony for once. This is from Digital Foundry's John Linneman. I had heard from a couple sort of sources, and this is just like potential rumory stuff, but at least before the current Xbox reset, I don't know where it is now, it sounds like Microsoft was actually very much going to continue disc support, not because they value retail disc sales, but because they wanted to ensure that all your Xbox games were still playable on new Xboxes. This is in line with what we were speculating about a week ago. How because they are putting Xbox games on PC, Xbox original games, that it really feels like they are putting a priority on backwards compatibility and preservation in that regard. And then we have support from that. Again, last time we were speculating that this means 360 games might come to PC. And now we have The Verge's Tom Warren, who put out a leaked roadmap for that Xbox backwards compatibility timeline. And it says what we were saying, that it's right now is like a very early access kind of thing. And then in a couple months, you're going to start rolling out more and more original Xbox title. And then starting 2027 is when they're going to start rolling out 360 catalog. It's moving fast.
Yeah. Well, I really do think the most interesting thing is that this would give them hypothetically a big advantage on PlayStation. I guess the question is, Xbox has been so far behind PlayStation in terms of users and console sales and stuff for such a long time. It's like, are people willing to make the jump for physical, because you also have to think a lot of those people, their physical games are probably on PS5 and PS4.
Yeah.
You know, they're not on Xbox. So it's like, well, I'm starting over anyways. So
you can't win over new customers with stuff that's old, you know? Yeah.
Yes. That's a tricky thing. They do have the advantage of, well, we have Game Pass. So most of those games, or a lot of those games, we do have them over here. We know we won't have the disc version of those for you guys unless you buy them again. But like, there are some people who are very diehard and they really do value sticking it to the man, right? But
yeah,
it's a small minority, I think.
Yeah.
There is a lot of people very vocal about this who I think will just say, whatever, you know, I want to play The Last of Us 3 when it's only on PlayStation 6, and they're going to get it regardless of if there's a disc or not.
Yeah.
Eventually, you just have to kind of, you know, unless you don't want to play video games again. And there are some people who don't, but I do think, again, that is a very small group of people who are willing to really hold their ground on that. But I do think at the bare minimum, it is positive optics for Xbox in an era where they have not had positive optics. And I think it will translate some people over, just probably not a meaningful amount, especially if the console is super duper expensive as we expect it to be. You know, that's the other hurdle. But from a game preservation standpoint, it's great to see they're doing the work. If this all comes to fruition in the way that it appears to be. Because nobody else is.
Yeah. You do bring up a good point. Like decisions like this are not what sells hardware.
Yeah.
It does earn the diehard fans, though, is what I will say. But the real thing they need to sell consoles is exclusives.
Yeah.
Which they just don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, they might. They're trying now with E-Day and all this other stuff. But even then, like, E-Day's on PC. So
yeah, it's just like, it's also, again, like, too late, you know, like,
yeah.
A lot of people have been like, well, if that fails to hit a certain threshold of sales, A, does Gears of War die? That'd be scary. But also B, will they just say, fuck it, we're just going to put it on PlayStation anyways because... Well, maybe not Gears of War. I do think they're probably committed to, like, that'll never come to PlayStation. They've already said that. That'd be really bad to back up on. But in a year and a half, 2 years, like, when they have their next big game that they want to go figure out if it's going to be exclusive or not, if Gears of War doesn't sell, and I don't think Clockwork Revolution will sell very well.
That's not a system seller.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. As good as that game looks, I think that's you need a broader platform support for that game, I think, to hit a sales target. I mean, if those don't succeed, I do see them being like, okay, we're going all PS5, and now you can't yell at us because, hey, we tried to give you guys exclusives and you didn't buy them. And that's the other problem with Xbox is the players are conditioned to not buy their games, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. There was a interview or a podcast with a current id Software employee this week. Did you see this?
I did not see this. No. What was this?
Shockingly candid to the point that I'm like, this guy does not care if he gets fired. And he was speaking out about the layoffs and stuff. I'm going slightly off topic, but speaking out about
it's good.
He was like, they don't care about art. They don't care about all this. And id and Xbox spun the layoffs as like, it's fine because we are at around the same size as we were on Doom 2016. He's like, it doesn't matter because all of our departments and disciplines are completely splintered apart. So it's like, at that time, you know, we had the proper amount of artists. Now we don't, or engineers or whatever. But like, you dismantled all of these groups so that it's like completely screwy. And he's like, we can't make what we need to make with what we have. And then he also kind of talked about Game Pass and like,
that killed everything.
Yeah, he was like, it's not fair. Like, how do you count a sale? Like, if people aren't buying the games because they're going through Game Pass, like, we make a great game, but people are using it through the service you created. and then we get punished for it. I'm kind of paraphrasing. I don't want to put words in this guy's mouth, but
I have the quotes right here. They fundamentally don't understand art.
Yep,
is the big one. It's hard to make a game that is AAA. That's like we've done before with half the people. And by hard, I mean impossible. If they got some kind of new plan for how this is going to work that hasn't been told, we don't know what that is. One topic the question did lead to, however, was Game Pass. Whenever we see the Microsoft financial reports that say there were, poor sales under Bethesda, what's a sell if you have Game Pass? Are you saying that poor sales means poor number of games sold? You're not doing a game sold business model. They fundamentally don't understand art. They don't understand art. They don't understand games. They don't understand that business model. He's just like clearly just angry.
Yeah.
This is a disgruntled employee.
Yeah, and completely on the record, face and name out there. I'm like, this is. I would be shocked if this guy doesn't get fired. And not that saying that he should. I'm just saying as a crazy thing to just speak out about. And I'll be curious to see what happens to this guy. But not to spin this into a bad Xbox story or anything. But but it is important, I think, to discuss when you're talking about the future of the platform and sustainability. People are going to ask those questions of what am I getting in the future? That's great. You're going to preserve physical media, but what about the teams building them? Am I going to have physical media to buy because you're not making games anymore? Those are the questions to ask.
Yeah. I think in the midst of these small PR wins that they're going for, people need to be reminded it's not all good.
Yeah.
There's still Xbox. They still just laid off the most amount of people ever in gaming history, I believe. I haven't
certainly over the last few years in total. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. But I do hope that the physical disc thing, that would be a cool win for them, and it would also be great. We were just talking about this. I just bought old copies of Gears of War Judgment and Gears of War 3. Each was like $5. I have it right here somewhere. If I could buy a new Xbox and put those games in, that's a big win. That is huge for me. On the flip side, there are games coming out now that don't have discs. And Take-Two's CEO, Strauss Zelnick, has defended the company's decision not to release GTA 6 on physical, insisting that when it comes to big games, discs, quote, don't really make sense for the consumer. Our business is well over 90% digitally distributed. It's already a digital business. So in certain instances, especially if it's a big game, discs don't really make sense for the consumer. I mean, this isn't news. This is what we've already talked about since the start of this story, months ago. But it is, notable to hear a CEO say exactly what we've been speculating their mindset is. They just don't care. They see that digital is what everyone's buying. And it seems like they don't care if 10% of their business is gone because they can control the market way more in a digital only storefront. So
I think people could swallow the pill if they weren't willing to do it at launch, but they came out in 3 months and like, here you go, we'll throw in a shark card with it or something, something to kind of spice it up. I think people would be like, cool, that's fine. We understand. There'd still be some people angry about it, but I think generally people could get past it. But it is a very uncool thing to do, in my opinion, for the biggest video game. Because I would buy a disc. I don't buy discs generally because I get all my games digitally for work. That's just how our system goes. But I would buy a second copy of the game or whatever, and get a disc because it's a game that I've looked forward to for half of my life. So
yeah,
I would love to have ownership over that. But with no disc, I'm like, well, I'm not going to just buy an empty case. I don't think that makes any sense. So whatever. But yeah, it's just bizarre. I wish this is the one time. I think Strauss Zelnick is generally, not exclusively, but generally a pretty good gaming CEO. He's really smart, like Mafia: The Old Country last year. a game that I think a lot of other companies would say no to in this era. But he's like, yeah, we're going to release a $50 game that's like 10 hours long, and that's it. And it sold really well.
Yeah, it sold well, and now they're doing DLC. They're continuing to support it, which is cool.
That's the other thing is like they saw the success, and instead of pulling back, and they're like, why don't we just keep supporting that? Like clearly they value that. And so I think he generally has a good mindset. You can talk about predatory stuff with like NBA and WWE, like they monetize the fuck out of those games. But he's very smart businessman, and he's very upfront about like, I don't play video games. It's not my job to play video games. And I do think this is the one example of like, this is where your lack of experience as a fan of video games, a enjoyer of the medium, is showing. And kind of biting you in the ass. But again, everyone else, every other gaming CEO also is in the same position, I think, where they don't really care. So it's like, is it biting him in the ass? I don't even know, because the market shows that, yeah, people are buying digital, but also the market has been pushed in this direction over time with cheaper physical releases, in the sense of like, you just get a disc. There's no manual. The packaging is kind of whatever. You have to install it anyways. There's like less reasons for a lot of people to buy physically. There's so much more advantages to buying digital for a lot of people with convenience and stuff. So it's just such a... I think there's a lot of nuance to the situation. I know some people would tell you there's not.
It just sucks, man.
It does.
And like,
yeah.
I mean, and the one that sucks the most is that the Rockstar specifically, their physical discs were the whole package, because you get the map and the big manual. And
exactly.
Like, it was more than just a disc. They put an effort into it. And you go back and the GTA 4 physical and 5 as well. I don't remember exactly, but they had the cover with like the embossed font, where like it was a little 3D and you can feel it, and it was very like, there was texture there, and it's just a shame. It's just a damn shame.
They had pretty cool collector's editions too. Like I have the GTA 5 collector's edition, and it came with like a Los Santos snapback, a bunch of other goodies, physical and digital goodies. And then Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't get a proper collector's edition. They actually released a box of shit separately that you could buy. And this is part of, I think, people trying to be like, well, what do we do for digital only people? Like, how do we cater to this? And so they're just like, here's just a random box of stuff you can buy. And it did not appeal to me in the slightest when I saw that. And it was like, this feels a little lower effort than if you had to sell people on, you're going to go to GameStop and you're going to spend $150 on a package with the game. And I'm bummed that there isn't something like that for GTA 6, where, you get a statue of Jason Lucia, or you get a bunch of items from the game in real life. Like, that bums me out. And this will likely be, if I had to guess, given how long it's taken to get this game, between think about where we were with GTA 5 and GTA 6 in terms of your options, everything has disappeared in that time. I don't think there will be a box at all for GTA 7 whenever that happens. There will be nothing. I hope that maybe there's a map in this physical edition that they do for 6, just to cater to the people who want that. But it's like, I doubt it. And it's going to be out.
Max Payne 1 and 2 remake will probably be digital only.
You're right.
Damn.
Yeah. That sucks. That really sucks. I hate that so much. And what's nice is they're doing the physical release of GTA 6 a week before the game comes out, so people can preload it. But like, as a result of that, I'm like, are they really going to put a physical map in the box for people to study for a week? I don't know. They're pretty secretive.
They are. We'll see. I mean, so we're recording this a couple weeks. Oh, actually, next time we record, we'll probably be talking about it. But they're going to show off the game on Netflix or whatever. There's crazy people who are getting Netflix subscriptions just so they could watch it as it airs, even though it's going to be on YouTube like an hour later. So I don't know, but
I'm going to do that because I need to.
I already have Netflix. So yeah, but it's your job. Like there's people who are just like fanboys who are just like, all right, I got to get a Netflix sub.
Yeah.
So I can watch it an hour early.
I hope that Netflix releases some kind of stats because they usually like to come out and brag and boast about, it
would be interesting to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people watched? Yeah.
Yeah. They'll definitely have like a watch thing, but I would love to know we generated this many new subscribers and we can, point to the fact that it came to GTA because this was the first thing they watched or one of the first things they watched when they subscribed. I would love to have that information because I am very curious, but she also actually made some comments about like the reason they're doing this because people are like, why? And he said someone, I think it was Jason, asked him like, is this gonna feel like a Netflix show, like a Netflix event? And Strauss was like, yeah, it will. And he went on to say something along the lines of like, it's not going to cater exclusively to the people who are already set on buying it. It's to reach a wider audience of people who are aware that GTA 6 exists, but maybe don't play games or something and they want to get their attention. And as a result of that, I'm like, I think this is going to be a much bigger thing. Maybe I shouldn't set my bar too high, but I think Rockstar's already doing it themselves by premiering it on Netflix. But like, I think it's going to be a much bigger thing than like, the typical Rockstar thing where they're like, here's, 5, 10, 15 minutes of gameplay while we narrate over it and it's like cut up and stuff. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they just show a mission from the game. Like, here's a mission, uncut, and then maybe also some like developer interviews or something. I think there's going to be something very unusual about this compared to other Rockstar releases. I mean, there already is, but
I mean, the hype is so astronomically high. I think a lot of people have a lot of ideas in their head about what this game will be.
Yeah.
And I think if they're trying to reach out to people, who don't typically game, I can see them, and this is full. I think they are going to take from GTA RP.
Yeah.
And they see what people did with GTA 5 and made RP modes. And I don't know if we're going to see online during this live stream, but they're definitely going to hint at it.
Slight tease, yeah.
A tease. And I can see them like, and maybe we'll see features in the single player that will kind of hint at what online will be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's going back to like San Andreas.
I think
where
so
it's
too.
Like more RPG elements, maybe some job simulator stuff where like, oh, you need money, you can get a job working as a fast food worker and flipping burgers or something like. And that's just full speculatory. I don't know if they would do that. Like it would remind me of like San Andreas or like even Bully had a bunch of mini games.
Yeah. You mow the lawn in Bully.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I would love, as obviously I'm gonna play it, GTA.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's not like I'm a little bit of a hater, but I'm not that kind of hater where it's just where I'm like, where I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. Like obviously I might wait for the PC port, to be honest.
Sure.
But when that game comes out, it's gonna have to deliver. And the way they do it is by buildings have to feel more fleshed. Like I feel like I should be able to go into as many buildings as I want. Have more interiors. Like even 4 had more than 5.
Yes,
I feel like.
Absolutely, it did.
More dense. Yeah. So I don't know.
I've always described like Red Dead Redemption 2 as like a real world to explore, and GTA 5 as a playground where it's very, you see everything and you can climb everything or whatever, but you can't, there's no depth to it. Its world and stuff. It's very fun to go around and blow stuff up and speed through it. That's the other thing, is you're speeding through it in an airplane or a really fast car or whatever. And I want GTA 6 to have more of that depth where if I slow down and I find a building that looks interesting, I can go inside of it. And I really hope that's the case. One thing I was also thinking about was, depending on how extensive this look is, say it's 30 minutes or longer, I would not be surprised if they're like, we're not doing previews for media, and this is it. This is what everybody gets. You're all getting it at the same time.
You're not getting the Game Informer cover. Like, this is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're at a point where there hasn't been anything yet, and it would kind of surprise me if they brought people in like October to play it. I just feel like you've made it this far. Why bother? And if you're going to do such an in-depth look at the game, in my mind, that is because typically Rockstar historically has done, you come to the studio, get a hands-off preview, we watch someone play it, and then later, very close to launch, they let you play it. This is the quote-unquote hands-off preview. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's it.
Rockstar, if you want to win one sale, invite Bonus Disc to the GTA 6 preview, because you could win me over if you invited me.
I'm like, wow, is that easy? Huh?
I'm not. I have my principles, but I can sell out.
I mean, genuinely, I'm like, because at this point, if you're doing, again, the in-depth preview, like, what is there left to even show, like, media that they would come and relay back to people beyond playing? I guess online would be the only thing you could bring people out. And like you were saying, they might maybe tease the online, because at the end of the very, very, very first GTA 5,
there's that little tease.
There's you walk into an apartment. There's a bunch of people in the apartment, and then you see a plane zip by. And there's cars driving around. You see all the name tags. You're like, whoa! It kind of like plants the seed in your mind of like, imagine. It was the coolest thing. So
I completely like memory hold that, and then you said that, and the image popped in my head of that fucking jet going by. Yeah, okay.
It was so cool. And then when they got
to do something like that again.
Yeah, that's what my thought is. Like, if you're not, especially if you're trying to reach a broader audience, right? The broader audience wants to know about online, because I think that's a bigger hook to a lot of casual gamers than maybe just the campaign. They want to play something forever. They probably remember playing GTA 5 online with their friends and stuff. So I think ensuring people, after telling them this is a single player experience in the marketing, being like, don't worry, there is something, we'll talk about it at a later date, even if it's not until after launch, but just planting that seed would be really essential to me.
We'll see what happens. I think when is that? August 27th. August 27th.
Thursday, I think.
I'm sure we'll record after that and we'll talk about it, but I am very intrigued by what they'll show, because it seems like it's going to be a big production. This last story is just fun, and I wanted to bring it up because it's blowing my mind a little bit. But Gene Park, the GOAT, has been befriending The Weeknd, as in the artist The Weeknd, Abel Tesfaye, who has for months been really appealing to JRPG fans, because he's just been tweeting and Instagramming about Persona, and it's like, probably, I've always said this is his apology for the Idol, is him trying to win over like a cool crowd. Like he's trying to be cool again, because I thought The Weeknd was cool, and then in the build up to the Idol, he lost me.
Yeah,
and now
absolutely.
I'm back, because The Weeknd has recommended to everybody, and via Gene Park, one of my favorite indie games. That's not even out yet. Like the playtest was late last year, and during Steam Next Fest earlier this year, there's a game called About Fishing. Cade, do you know about that? Have I gone on my About Fishing rant to you, or do you already know about the game?
I think you've mentioned it offhandedly, but I don't really know what it is.
So About Fishing is it's a fishing game where you fish, but it's a very like Lynchian narrative.
Okay, maybe you have told me about this.
The atmosphere is super Lynchian too, and I've been raving about it to everybody for the past I want to say like 9 months. About Fishing is developed by a couple people, a small indie studio named The Water Museum. They had a indie kind of darling game a few years ago called Arctic Eggs, which is a game where you flip eggs in like a below zero frozen community. These games are awesome, and I don't have much to say except I think The Weeknd is cool again, and also Gene Park is cool, and Gene Park is always cool.
Yeah, I love Gene,
and yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, Gene's awesome.
That's about it for this.
I played the Division 2 with Gene a long time ago when it came out, and we had fun. He because he's from Washington D.C. and that game is set in D.C. and so he walked me around and was like, "This is where this happens." So I'm like, "Cool, man, this is awesome." He was like my fucking tour guide.
Has Gene been a supporter of you for a long time? I know you guys like have a dynamic, but I don't know the history.
Yeah, he's always been. I think he might have reached out to me the very first time we ever interacted, and maybe I might be getting that wrong. It's been so long. It's been probably 10 years, and or close to it. And he's just always been a really cool guy. Always really nice to me. I remember when I reviewed Watch Dogs Legion. I hated that game. He like read it and then like reshared it and was like, Cade makes some really great points in here, and I was like, this is so cool. I love this. We need more of this in the industry. So yeah,
Gene's one of the, like, somebody who I appreciate for being very active online, and also like wish that he would like turn away from the internet sometimes, just because like people are mean, but he's been so like he is. You tweet at him, he'll tweet back. He's just
he's very
he loves
involved.
The community, even though like it pisses all of us off sometimes. So shout out to Gene, shout out to The Weeknd for once. You guys got to read that article. It's so sick.
What was that movie he did last year with Jenna Ortega?
Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah, that shit sucked too. So he's redeemed.
He's redeemed himself. The album that came with it was fantastic. But that movie was not.